What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, man? Look at you. My bad, y'all. We got off to a little late start there. Hey, man, it's early, early in the week for the realistic OGs. I'm your man, OG Truth, with a two, Hurts with a Z, coming at you with another episode of the realistic OGs. OG Big Sam will be pulling up in here shortly. First of all, let me tell y'all to hit that button for Mad Mike, like, share, subscribe, kick it, punch it. Big Ant was happening. Pat Norris was up. ATL Leo, Maurice Martin, what it do? Um, got LT coming on in the building. Let's get LT in here. Bubblegum, what's up? It's, LT is a whole lot of discussion going on about a team that's right now sitting at the fourth seed in the in the playoff race with 5 games to go. And the big elephant in the room discussion always will be and remain the quarterback position. And let me say this, y'all, before Latravis gonna hit y'all with the heat. Um, unless there's unless there's something unforeseen that happens, unless there's you know another influx of turnovers, um, catastrophic injury. Desmond Ridder is the quarterback moving forward throughout the end of the season. I don't know what y'all want us to do as content creators, but it's our, it's our, we are duty bound to give you all the FS2s, the facts, the stats, and the truth. Um, if you want to present an argument before you press send, make sure it's a compelling argument. Don't just say he ain't it and then just leave it right there. Other than that, we gonna try to push forward and get ready for a playoff push. I mean, am I wrong, let's have I mean, what you got?
I mean, where I stand on the situation, like you said, nothing's going to change. Like you said, unless something catastrophic take place, he will be the starter to the tail end of the season. Quite frankly, I think that's the best bet to go. Right now, it might not be pretty football, but we're playing winning football. That's the only thing that matters. Nothing else matters but winning the football game. I've seen tweets, I've seen Facebook posts, I've seen comments, whatever the case may be. People got all these issues with why they feel like this shouldn't go the way it's supposed to go, or whatever the case may be, because you think we have to muster 30 points or better to beat our opponents. But I want folks to realize when we had a dynamic offense that was scoring 30 plus points in the game, we were still losing games. When we had
No, it
offense,
wasn't. No, we
uh huh.
wasn't. We couldn't have been. We couldn't
Oh,
have been.
do I need to bring up the debacle that happened in Jerry World in 2020 when we lost the football game scoring 39 damn points?
But what about the 3 games in 2018 where we lost 3 games where we scored 34 points or better?
Whew. Ooh, my personal favorite was watching Matt Ryan throw for nearly 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns, and we lost both those games.
Mm. Y'all see where we're going with this? We complained feverishly. We feverishly complained that the Yes, we were putting up numbers. You call it empty stats, which is mind blowing to all of us. And you claim the reason why we couldn't have a competent defense on the field because the lion's share of the money was going to the quarterback position, and we couldn't pay anybody. Well, guess what we was able to do in the off season? We were we got we got up under being hamstrung with that cap situation. We were able to excuse me, pay serviceable or better players, mostly on the defensive end, and look what we got. We got a top 5 to 7 defense right now. Your defense hasn't given up a touchdown in 9 quarters, 25 straight possessions. Both of them right now are currently um, tops in the league.
If I'm not mistaken, what I've seen was the Falcons currently have a seventh best overall defense. We're like eighth in yards. We're eighth in yards. We're like 10th in scoring, but we're number one in red zone defense.
Oh, okay. Number one, the red zone. Oh, red zone,
We're,
red area.
we're,
That's the
yeah,
danger zone, right?
yeah, that's
Red
the
means
danger.
danger, right?
Yeah, that's the danger zone.
Oh, okay, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're number one. We're currently number one in red zone defense. So
Oh, okay.
basically, if a team happens to get in the red zone, they ain't either they coming up with no points or they coming away with 3 points.
Number one, that means there's 31 other teams. That means nobody else is better at doing this than us.
Correct.
But we don't have the right quarterback. He just ain't it.
I mean, listen, has he had turnovers? Of course he did. But if you know anything about football, every turnover ain't his fault. Like I'm starting to see people realizing things that I've been saying since week one. When I told people that Kyle Pitts be loafing on routes, it took 13 weeks, but now folks see the picture. Yes, he's
You
loafing
make,
on route.
but you're making excuses for Ritter.
Yeah, I get that all the time. But one thing about it, turnovers ain't always on quarterback's fault. I mean, for Christ's sakes, I've seen what I remember a season or Matt threw 7 picks in 2018, and I could count 5 of them came off tip drills, off the receiver's hand. So is it his fault that a pick was made when the receiver dropped it?
He's a
No.
quarterback.
I
The
mean,
negative the negative stat goes to him, don't it? Y'all see how I sound? Y'all see how that
sounds
sound?
sounds stupid, don't it?
Pretty much. Brothers and sisters, your team is 6-6. Could we be better? Yep, but guess what? We're gonna go and throw it in the water under the bridge. That milk is spilled and spoiled. You're first in your division. You have a 3-0 divisional record. That means you beating everybody in division one time. Now we about to go through the second run through the division, and this game here pretty much can either close to bury Tampa or make shit real thick. We lose this game to Tampa, everything gonna be even. We're both gonna be 6-7, both be 3-1 in the division. And I don't know what their divisional record is, but ours will be 4-5.
I mean, it's crazy that you say that. I mean, like Yeah, I tell anybody, y'all don't even understand how important these next two games is because we played both Tampa and Carolina. And I'm saying this because of the simple fact that we're talking about if 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 the Falcons happen to beat both those teams in back-to-back weeks, I'm here to tell you that that practically damn near seals the division for them.
Pretty much. That'll put
Because
us
you'll
at
be
eight
at that
games.
time, at that time, you'll be at that moment you will be 5 and on your division. Go one more game left, which will be the Saints, the last game of the season. On top of
Which
the fact that
probably,
you're
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
on top of the fact that they will also be 8-6. Like like I said, at the end of the day, it's very possible that we could nearly lock up the division in the next 2 weeks. Long and behold, and the crazy part about it is Frank White got fired in Carolina. And Sunday against the Bucks was the best Carolina probably looked all season. So if you somehow happen to get the Panthers to get the Saints to trick off a game, and we had trick off Sunday, and then turn around, we handle business the next 2 weeks. Oh, it's definitely a wrap. But we got to take care of business Sunday. Now, don't get me wrong. Tampa knows what's at stake Sunday. That's for sure. They know their season is on the line at this Sunday. Pretty much, I'm gonna be like this. Other than Carolina, because they're not mathematically eliminated, but 9 times out of 10 they're eliminated. But when it boiled down to it, like this is a playoff. This is essentially a playoff game for the Buccaneers. It's do or die. So the main thing what the Falcons needs to do, they have to go out and handle business Sunday. This would be a great start to getting your mind right for playoff football.
They're
Because
gonna be
playoff,
they're gonna, they're gonna be pulling out all the stops,
right,
and that's just putting them out.
right.
And guys, y'all know what we haven't seen all year, and we're tops of our division. We still haven't seen a complete game yet from our team. At a certain point, one is coming. This week will be the perfect time. Football about to get real good now.
We supposed to be
It's
talking
about
what?
to. I said it'd be perfect time for us to
Oh,
have a complete game. Football about to get real good now. Everything it's down to the nitty gritty. Everybody played 12 games. All the bye weeks are over. They about to start flexing games and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a big old bunch. It's a big old bundle. Now I want everybody to keep. I want everybody to also start looking over to the wild card because you never know. Just in case the Saints or the Bucks catch fire and it wind up coming down to that last game against New Orleans. That last game New Orleans against New Orleans could be the battle, not only the battle for the division, but um, being there as a log jam with teams with 6 wins and 6 losses, we could also be looking at a possible wild card. That's not the route that we want to go. But
the, I'm gonna be honest with you. The best bet would be for them to win the division.
absolutely,
Why? It it would give a jolt back into the franchise, the fans, and the city of Atlanta. And I say that because we haven't had a home playoff game since 2016. when we played our last two games at the Georgia Dome.
Green Bay was our last
And
home game.
yep, Green Bay was our last home playoff game.
So we've
When we
yet to
played,
host. We've yet to host a game in the Benz at home
right,
in the playoffs.
and it would be
And
a
that,
good chance. It would be a good jolt into everybody and whatnot. And here's another thing I've seen people ask questions like, "What would you rather have? The Falcons make the playoffs and possibly losing early on early on, or would you rather get a top 10 pick and you get it, basically don't worry about making the playoffs and get a top 10 pick, and then you go from that to possibly win the Super Bowl. Here's what I want people to understand: Rome ain't built overnight. You got to start somewhere. Your goal should you don't stay in the same place until you quote unquote feel like you got the team to make a Super Bowl run. See, when people say stuff like y'all settle for mediocrity, but make them type of comments, that's what I call settling for mediocrity. Hey, they ain't even settling for mediocrity. You just want to be trash until you feel like the team got the play pieces and the players to win games. But what you don't realize is that just don't bode well. And I'm gonna tell you why it don't bode well. Because how you gonna get free agents to come to Atlanta if you're not winning? If you get guys, if you make the postseason, you might have guys that's free agents say, oh, look at this Falcon team right now. The way these guys been playing pretty good football, making the postseason, so on and so forth. Yeah, I wanna go play with them.
wanting to go to the playoffs and possibly get knocked out is selling for mediocrity. But losing to get a top 10 pick is not. Let me tell you how somebody that's selling for mediocrity horse shit that we get from the fan base. If you're a Falcon fan and you're a legit Falcon fan, you've been you've been dealing with mediocrity. You want to call it selling for you've been dealing with it, mediocrity at best. So I mean, I don't get when people say that. Most times when people say that, it, it's a form of a pity party to justify their bitch in the moment. Um, Maggie P, what's going on? Corey Gill, what's going on? Southside. Southside says the coast of the Falcons game might be a playoff game in itself. Don't look now, but the coast is 7-5. That damn Gardner Minshew getting it
I
done
mean,
again.
I'm glad somebody mentioned another team. This is why this year showed y'all a prime example on why if you build a proper team, you can be successful. You're watching the Cleveland Browns. Now, even though they didn't win, but hell, Flacco in his first game, and Lord knows how long, looked pretty good. We're talking about Joe Flacco starting in year 2023. Joe Flacco. The
Hey,
Browns not only won football games with Deshaun Watson as their quarterback, but they don't won multiple games between PJ Walker and DTR as they starting quarterback. And Flacco nearly pulled off the upset last week. So now you looking at Cleveland, you paid $270 million fully guaranteed to a guy that haven't stayed on the field, haven't been on the field all for a full season since y'all gave him the contract. But you're winning football games right now. You paid Justin Herbert $200 something million. They only got 4 wins. You just gave Joe Burrow $300 something million. They just beat Jacksonville last night with Browning at quarterback. And I understand people say, well, Trevor Lawrence got hurt, but hell, it was a tie game before he went down.
Daniel
You look
Jones. Oh my God.
you looking at the Colts. They drafted Anthony Richardson, and they 75 and they 75 right now in the playoff hunt. And Richardson been gone probably since like week 4, week 5. This is why we tell y'all, people don't put too much emphasis on the quarterback that you forgot that football is the ultimate team sport, and I do mean the ultimate team sport. That's just what it is. So when people out here saying that we need to do this, we really ain't it, this, that, how y'all know everybody else gonna be it?
Do y'all see the number of quarterbacks that are gone for the season? Pretty much Trevor Lawrence season, at least regular season is done. High spring, that's 4 to 6 weeks.
Cousins tore his Achilles, and the Vikings still won what 3 games after he been on. I mean, what we doing? Like there's like you said, when you look across the league, there are significant quarterbacks there are like quarterbacks that missing significant time this year. It's a nasty list. But some of those teams are actually playing good football.
Because they're playing take ball. And what do you know? The realistic OG himself, OG Big Sam, you came in just in time for the home stretch, baby, because we got to get ready for the 6 man. Come vote what you got there, OG.
Um, Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sorry for my late entrance. Um, we have to, as a fan or a content creator or a observer or what I'm saying a football analyst, we have to get out of uh, making unrealistic expectations, knowing they won't be reached, and then wanting to stand on our soapboxes on unrealistic observations.
This ain't
Yeah,
working.
like, huh?
No, I'm just saying the mindset the fan base got. This didn't work, so tear it down.
Yes. This microwave mindset, what I'm saying, this fantasy football microwave mad mentality is a pandemic. It's an epidemic. It's serious. It is real. This fan base is to prove it. Now, every fan base has its critic, but some of this asinine stuff, you know, um, let me explain something to you people who are out here looking at these quote unquote better quarterbacks that's coming out, that's supposed to be coming out this year. No, they're not. There's a myriad of dumpster juice that's going to be coming into the NFL this year.
Dumpster juice.
And that's putting it mildly. The three of y'all favorites are undersized, underweight, and it has already been proven that all that speed ain't going to run you away from this NFL speed. But I get it. The light-skinned cat with the good hair that is at QB1 is not y'all flavor. It is what it is. But what is, and realistically is, and the reality is, we are, after everything that is going on, everything that has happened, we are first place in the division. We are solidly in the 4th seed in the NFC in playoff seeding. And over the next 2 weeks can solidify, close the deal on the division and that spot. And y'all out here doing mock drafts and talking about these piss poor penny ante not ready for the NFL quarterbacks that are going to be coming into the league next year. Are you serious? You really put some thought into that. You really put brain power into that. When you know the
Uh-oh.
only thing you really have to hang on to when you complain about our quarterback is the turnovers. Well, newsflash: this past game he had no turnovers, but yet let's move the goalpost, if you will. Let's move the goalpost. Uh,
He almost threw a
uh,
pick. He got saved. He got saved by a penalty.
yeah. You know that it is what it is with that, but it was a penalty, and he had no turnovers.
I mean, but let's be
And,
real
and,
here.
and wait a minute, let's move the goalpost one more again. Why don't you? Let's move the goalpost. Oh, we didn't score enough. 13 points ain't gonna get us. Look, as long as when the clock strikes zeros and we have more points than the opponent, that's all that matters.
I don't care if I
Y'all
won a
out here
football game
looking for
2-0.
sugarcoating. Y'all looking for you out here looking for window dressing style points. Well, let me explain to you one more again. I know you get tired of hearing it, but damn it, I'm gonna say it again anyway. You can put lipstick and mascara and eyeliner on the damn pig, and it's still gonna be an ugly ass, muddy ass, shitty pig. And that's what football is.
Quit talking about T.I. wife like that.
Wow,
I'm sorry.
wow.
You know, I don't know what that woman did to you, but you really need to let that go and get over it.
He must have had $40 for her, and she didn't want to take it.
And he must have been 50 cents short, and she wouldn't give it to him. You know, that's neither here nor there.
That was
39.50 they said. 35, 39.50 they said. Listen, man. Listen. The point we tried to get across here is, hey, we got a 6-6 football team. Yes, again, again, we could have been better, or we could have been worse. We sit atop the division. We're 3-0 in the division. We're playing a divisional rival. We can just about essentially bury them with a win this week, and then we're playing another divisional rival who has just pretty much mailed it in. And here's the sad thing about that divisional rival: they 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 losing for the Chicago Bears.
All y'all
That's what's
running around
sad.
here looking for 10-year vet activity out of these kids. Stop it. Okay. We told you before the season started that there was going to be growing pains. And it's been just that. We made it through that, and we are in the position that we're in, and yet you're still not happy. Well, that's something you need to go get on somebody's couch and take care of. Okay, we're number one in the South. We're fourth in the NFC. Bottom line, we're in the midst of a playoff chase race, and y'all out here crapping your draws, soiling your thumb. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got your Michael Vick 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, whatever the goddamn OO.
And listen, man, as
Get
we handed
over
out,
it. You big babies, get over it.
I
It
do
ain't
want to
happening.
I do want to point out
go ahead,
something real
Travis.
quick. I really want to point out something real quick. I think a lot of y'all Falcon fans got PTSD bad as hell.
To the
Because,
20th power.
and I'm gonna tell you why. Because y'all don't believe in the defense, even though the defense is showing you. See, the thing about it is, I always said this, and y'all too good to this. I always said, you can't lose football games if your opponent can't score. From what we've seen from the last 2 weeks, our opponents couldn't score. And guess what? We ain't lose a football game.
You know
So,
what? Let's run that right now. Let's run that right now. 9 quarters, and this defense has not given up a touchdown, but that ain't what nobody talking about.
25
9
straight
quarters,
possessions.
9 damn quarters, and our defense has not given up a touchdown, but just we out here trying to get our starting quarterback replaced next year.
I mean, which is very impressive considering that the Jets, before this past Sunday, the Jets gave the Eagles their only loss. They beat the Denver Broncos, who was just on like a 6-game winning streak, or 5 to 6 game winning streak.
It was 5.
Yeah, 5-game winning streak. They lost to the Chiefs by 3 points and some bailout penalties for Kansas City. I mean, you got to put that in perspective. And then we're talking about.
Can somebody tell me what the Jets defense ranking is? Because I know it's top 10. I just want to be specific.
Oh, they definitely top 10. They definitely top 10.
I just want to be specific because a lot of people been talking.
I think that, if I'm not mistaken, they're top 3 in passing yards and they're 7th in quarterback rating. Like QBs don't play good against them
at all. And we put up a touchdown and 2 field goals, and our defense kept their offense as inept as the numbers say they are.
We inside of 5 minutes. We got to get ready to hand it over to K-Styles. And this is what we're going to hand over to K-Styles and the crew. When you want to make an argument, make sure you come with the goods. Don't just do what I call the blurt outs. Don't press send if your point is frivolous. Don't press send if you can't back up your opinion at least with a fact.
When you make blanket statements with no context, don't press send because you're going to get interrogated. You're going to get questioned. You're going to have to explain the foolery, the fuckery of the brainless, inept football IQ that you show.
Yeah, because I'm still waiting on a response from a person that said that they said that they was hoping that Arthur Smith could have had the offense what basically he said what Shanahan doing with the offense in San Francisco. He was hoping that Arthur Smith could do in Atlanta, and so I gave a quick breakdown. Deebo Samuel playing his 5th NFL season. George Kittle playing his 7th NFL season. CMC playing his 7th NFL season. Versus, and these are the playmakers that he named, so I use those same playmakers. Versus Kyle Pitts, 3rd NFL season. Bijan Robinson, rookie season. Cordell Patterson on his 11th season. Here's the kicker, though. He's virtually known as
a kick returner all his career.
He's virtually a return man. He's actually, what people don't know is he's actually a return man / wide receiver. Just people started using him as an X factor more than anything.
Tyler Algier and Drake London's 2nd NFL seasons.
Right.
Y'all relax, man. Y'all relax. Listen, we got to get up out of here, man. LT, appreciate you. OG Big Sam. Listen, run your mouth about what you got going on, and we got to get it on out of here. Make sure y'all stay on with us. 6-man combo coming up. I'm OG True First. OG Big Sam. What you got?
Y'all know what tomorrow is. Tune in at 1:00 for Wicked Wednesday Sports Tea. And you know what I do on Wednesday with the offense. We're gonna get in it with the coach and the quarterback, episode 6. May have a surprise for you, so tune in.
For my man LT. For OG, the showstopper, Big Sammy Man, OG True First on the Realistic OGs. We always seek and speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Make sure y'all hit them hit them buttons, like, share, subscribe. We see you guys in 6 days, 23 hours. We out of here.
Quit bitching. Good Lord.
Lil Travis.
Oh, listen. Tired of folks crying about a win. Get on my nerves.